Good evening, good evening. Season 3, episode 2. Got my boy with me. We go way back. DJ Brooks in the house. Tell him what's up, D.
Yes, sir. How y'all doing?
Monday, March the 9th. Just come talk to you a little bit. We're gonna talk, definitely talk some basketball. This guy, we played against each other, played with each other a long period of time. I owe a lot of credit to his dad, even from my game. And my dad played with his dad as well in high school, which is crazy. So we're going to talk about some sports, talk about some basketball. Also going to talk about the young generation coming up with the son who's here. We're going to talk about that. Then we're just going to talk about whatever comes to mind. Also, get into the NBA, get into everything. So you out there watching right now, I appreciate you. But just want to have my man on. He actually been trying to get on here for a little bit now. So, and it's my fault. I've been slipping. Couple times I was thinking about not even doing the podcast anymore, but people kept wanting to get on and hear, and I love talking about it. So, you know what I'm saying? We here. We here now. So good to see you, man.
Yes,
so what's been going on? Let's have a little bit. What's been going on? I know we kind of see each other, hit or miss sometime, but just tell me what's been going on lately with you.
Oh man, about a few months ago now, my mom just opened up her business. Every Voice Counts. PRP.
That's what I like. Yes, every voice counts. Y'all heard that?
Every voice counts. It's a psychiatric rehab providers. I'm director of the youth side. Most definitely.
That's good, man. See, I didn't even know that. See, that's good, man. That's good. So, how did she come up with that business? Was it just something that she always wanted to do, or just something that?
She was leaning towards. She was trying to figure out something to do.
Okay.
PRP was never in her mind.
Gotcha.
Somebody actually brought that to her attention.
Gotcha.
And I don't know, just took off. But
that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's good. And your mom always been a sweetheart, man.
Yeah.
So that's good. Congratulations on that. Shout out to business one more time, so they know.
Every voice counts.
Every voice counts, man. Y'all heard that. So that's great stuff, man. Anytime you talking about business, and that's another thing we always try to promote is businesses and getting people exposed to different things and whatnot, and never know what people may need. So that's awesome right there.
Definitely.
So like I was saying with me and DJ, man, we met. I was in 6th, he was in 5th. If I'm not mistaken, it was Wam Sabal.
Yeah.
I had I was on the green team. Miss Athena, shout out Miss Athena, my first coach. Shout out Miss Athena. Recipes, Big E, Eric, and they coached us. And then you had the squad. If I'm not mistaken, I know it was you and Turtle. I want to say Eric was on there too. Y'all had a great team.
I said, you taking me back.
Yeah, I'll take you back. Yeah,
I know it had to be my dad coaching.
Yeah, it was your dad coaching. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it was you, Turtle, and Eric for sure. Cause I remember looking, I was like, yo, they got a squad.
But I say, me, Turtle, and Donnie played one year together too.
That was the year then. That must have been that year.
Yeah.
It must have been that year. It must have been Donnie. I'm getting confused. I think you're right. I remember Donnie used to play back then. Donnie used to play in like 2 leagues. Donnie would play with us in 6th grade. Then he would go up and play like a higher level with like the 7th, 8th graders too.
I did play with Eric one year.
You played with Eric too. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. So that's how we first met. And I was on there with me, D. Ricks, and I remember Big Country, Steve Acosta, and I shout out to Costa, and we had all them. But I think y'all got the best of us that year. But that just was the blueprint of something huge, because what happened was you had Richard, who coached Mike and them. You had your dad, who coached y'all, and then you had Miss Athena, who coached us.
Yeah.
And after you did I think back then maybe like an 8-10 game season. I think 10 game season. Like and then they took a couple of players from each team to the travel team.
Right.
We played together in the travel team.
Right.
I got that photo on Facebook. If I knew, I would have blew it up. I gotta show you that. I would have blew it up and brought it with me. But I got the photo. All of us on the travel team. Me, you, Mike, Winnie, Chanel, Marlo Poon, Jermaine Dixon, all that. So we all came together.
Black and yellow jersey.
Little shorts, name of Lowry, and I said all that. So that was the first thing I got exposed to playing ball in a setting like that. Before that, we just create courts, shoot around, stuff like that, but it never was a set like that. So then the travel team was built, and then from the travel team, AAU, because that's how we all got together, AAU. So that was 6th grade and the 5th grade, and then the following year, and my memory is crazy because
it is crazy.
The following year, I don't know if you remember, but we was on the same team.
I do remember that.
Your dad coached us, and the reason I remember is Big Ty, what's up, baby? That was the year that Uncle Wardo passed. I never forget that we the night before it happened, or the night it happened, he passed that morning. Then next day we had a game, and I remember because that's when they had uneven teams, so we had 2 games. We had to play 2 games. We lost in 2 games. Then after that we won 8 straight and finished 8-2. It was me, you, Winnie, because Winnie's always on my team. Matt Massey. Tabas.
we had a game where Matt Bluen was blowing us out.
Matt Bluen was blowing us out.
You remember that?
I remember that.
Yes,
that's when I first found out. I was like, yo, I said, who is this white boy?
Yeah.
That's what I said. I said, who is this white boy? I tell Matt all the time, I said, he was killing me.
He was killing us.
But after that, hey, we went to work. And we won 8 straight. And I think the last game or 2 we missed because of AAU. You know what I mean? But it's just something about reminiscing. But that's always think about that with you, and then your game, and you was always quiet at nature. You was always a quiet person. Yeah. But man, you grew a great friendship.
Absolutely.
As did all of us. We played together and worked together so much. So, like I was saying to you with your dad, just talk a little bit about your dad, man. Just when he introduced you to basketball. What age? You remember what age or what platform that he introduced? Because obviously he was a baller. He was a very good player.
It was early and good for me, like that he was still playing as I was coming up. So I got to see him play his league games. They played St. Peter and Paul. They played at the Y.
Take me back.
You know what I mean?
was just talking about it. It sure did.
That was a great era.
That was, man.
Great era ball. So just coming up watching him and the guys he played with, it just made me love it.
Yeah. And you know what? It's crazy you said it. I was just telling somebody, I tell you, man, that St. Peter and Paul, it was YMCA League, but I think they just played at St. Peter and Paul. But I remember they also played at the Y.
Day league and a night league.
Yeah, thank you. And I said, man, we had something like that now. I mean, obviously they got different leagues now, but it was nothing like a hometown league. And hopefully something like that will start up. But I remember your dad getting fouled on a 3-pointer, and he hit all 3 free throws and put me in overtime to win the game.
Yeah.
Tell me why I remember that. I don't know. But that's just one thing that stuck out. But I just wanted to know that because, if people don't know, again, Hawkeye, he coached me. So, and I give a lot of credit to Richard, and I probably don't give enough credit to Hawk because I just don't get to see him or talk to him enough. But when I was going back to something, I be telling my wife about the different teams we had and stuff like that. Hawk coached me more than Richard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was my foundation. Hawk came picked me up in the Coca-Cola truck.
And you guys kept going up together.
We kept going up together. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he went from sixth grade with travel, 7th at the Y, and then for AAU every year 7 to 8. I know a couple guys in here watching. Ty Johnson, he on here. RP Juice and ones like that we all played together. You know what I'm saying?
Mike.
What's up, Love Bear?
What's up, Mike?
We all played together. You know what I mean? So coming up together, it was good. And your dad at that time, it's no secret. Me and my dad wasn't as close back then. Me and my dad really didn't get close till. Honestly, I was probably like 16, 17, even 18, you know what I mean? And we kept building that. We like best friends. But back then, man, your dad was like my dad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I appreciate you even let your dad coach and be a father figure. That's because also what your dad used to do, and this shout out to all the coaches out here now and what y'all doing, because this was the foundation. I remember if we wanted to go to a hall net, or we wanted to even go to a party at the Firehouse in Preston, your dad would come pick us up.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to make sure that we wasn't drinking.
Absolutely. And
getting no trouble. Like stuff like that, like it resonates to me. So all the people now that are coaching like Boo and different ones that I know, and Skinner and Juwan, I know they took all that Richard and Hawk did, and not just from a coaching basketball standpoint, sports standpoint, but life.
Yeah.
Like your dad taught us about life, dog. Like,
yeah.
And as more and more stuff comes to me, as I talk to you, as I look at you, you look just like him. Is that also Trini, the legend, the legend, is also that, I was when I was younger, man. My head wasn't right. Like I was a hot head. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I was a hot head. So the stuff they put up with. Like, especially with me, like, I wasn't trying to, if I got taken out, I was mad. If they got mad by a shot, I was mad. My attitude was just bad. So they stuck with me and helped me grow, and I know you can attest too.
Absolutely.
Will help you grow, man. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, man, shout out Hawk. hopefully, he get to see this or you talk to him about it. But man, he meant the world to me. You know what I mean? I know he meant the world to us and all the different places we went. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. And I remember even, it's not until we get older we start to realize what our parents did. So I was thinking back. I was like, no, I'm gonna be 35 April 21st. You 34?
33.
33. When your birthday? October. Okay, I'm 82.
Yeah, please.
But I was thinking about, if you think back when we were playing AAU, when I said, Hawk and Richard were in their 30s, maybe in their late 20s some of them years that they was coaching. I was just thinking, like, you don't realize, like, back then, like, they were young.
Yeah.
Like, they ain't had to do that.
No.
Like, they ain't had to take us every weekend.
Shut down a lot for us.
Shut down all that.
Absolutely.
What they could have been doing. They could have been just having a good time doing. But, man, they took their time. They rented vans. They took us to these camps or to these tournaments. They put up with us. Man, this is dope, man.
Coach Mike Stanford, you fall in that category.
Mike Stanford,
as well.
you definitely fall in that. Mike Stanford the same way. James Bell, JR. I mean, you know what I mean? Garnett. I mean, the list goes on, man. But, you just think about how young some of them was and the stuff that, in the age that we are now, you kind of think about, like, wow, it was dope, man. So, cool.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I just wanted to touch a little bit on that. Is there anything that stands out to you on some of them AAU teams? Because, see, I know AAU, we didn't get to play together AAU but maybe a year, and then they started, breaking us up per age. But were you on that team? No, did y'all go to Florida one year? Were you on that team with Mike when y'all went to Florida? Were you playing AAU then with them?
My original team was Mike Stanford.
Okay.
Richard and them went to Florida. They moved me up.
You and Mike Stanford.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
Them
That's
guys.
right. Because they went by the birthday in October.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Richard did take me up to that tournament,
that's
so
right.
I did get to see nationals.
That's right, and that's why, and that makes sense why you said Mike Stanford. That's right, because they cut off at a certain time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I do remember that. And who was on that team? You remember?
That was me, Little Mike, Rob Pitts, Andy Bennett.
Andy, shout out Andy.
Man, who else we had?
Keon.
Keon.
I seen Big Keon
Aaron Gray.
last week.
Aaron Gray, definitely tough.
God. Oh, Aaron Gray was on that team
Aaron
too?
Gray was with us.
Wow.
Yeah, we had a nice little squad.
Y'all did. Yeah. Y'all did. Yeah, that's dope. So them AAU times, man, and
Absolutely.
it's just and back then, we didn't know nothing about AAU. They didn't know about AAU. Like we all, like you said, we came up together in it. Like, what I'm saying, we built it together. It was just a dope thing, man.
It was.
So I always just think about that and just the life lessons and everything like that. Now for a while, if I'm not mistaken, were you either coaching or doing something AAU or
Absolutely. When I came back home from Atlanta, I saw that Easton boys, Cambridge boys were doing nothing.
Dixon.
They were doing nothing. So I did something on the whim. Started Eastern Shore Elite. Like I said, we ain't had no money, no nothing. Just ran it on the whim.
Yeah, on the whim.
Coming out of pocket. But I was like, these boys need to be doing something.
Yeah.
I mean, we did pretty good for our first year. Like I think we got third place in the Potomac Valley League.
That's what's up.
Got a lot of games in. Nothing major, but it was good that they were doing something.
Yeah, it's good that you're doing something. That's good.
Yeah.
And it's hard to start something, without help, without money.
Absolutely.
So I mean, it's a big ups to you, the fact that you, went out of pocket and do. And again, just like we were saying, that's from the blueprint, that your dad laid. You know what I'm saying?
It's almost like an obligation, man.
Yeah,
it's an obligation
to get back to the kids and things like that. So and you were you in Georgia and then came back? So
Yep, I literally did it when I came back from Georgia.
That's what's up.
I spent 4 or 5 years in Georgia.
Yeah.
Came back. Yeah, I think he was at the end of his rec season.
Got you.
So I had like a month to prepare.
Yeah.
We're gonna do something. Me and Sue.
Yeah. That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I gotta say, I remember that because I remember you promoting it, and I remember wanting to check y'all out. I never got to check y'all out, but I always wondered about that. And then, like you said, you just did it a year, and then just
I let them ride kind of last year.
Yeah.
This year, like I said, a lot of them in 8th grade. They said want to do something before they go to high school. I said, well, let's do it.
Yeah.
So
That's good, man. That's good. And we were talking about, before we went live, we were talking about just the difference in, what our kids have compared to us. And it's funny saying that now. I guess we do sound like old because I remember our parents saying the same thing. So it's just, it trickles down to, and that's how every generation, obviously they have more. As you see, we live at the BAM Center. You might hear the basketballs in there. They got a gym right here on Joe White Street, right in the hood of Easton. You can come play ball. You can come get a membership. Free membership in Sauter County. Nice gym. You know what I mean?
Very nice.
We just, we sitting here with his son talking. We was talking to him. I got to go see them play a couple weeks ago against Cambridge. Very good game. And then I got to see the like the second half or just the third quarter of the Colonel game,
Final
y'all
game.
was blowing them out. So
Yeah.
I didn't miss out there.
They beat them the first time around.
And that's what I heard. I heard they beat, I
Yeah.
heard they beat them. So I was kind of surprised a little bit when I came and looked at the score. Like, oh, this ain't not even close, but that's payback. That's a payback game.
Definitely.
But
Skinner had them ready to go.
Skinner had them ready to go.
Yeah,
And since we are, I do want to kind of transition and go into that because a couple of things stuck out to me. You know what I mean? You know, during that game, and I want to give props to you. And I told Skinner this as well. And I want to give props to him. Is that I remember because obviously I wanted to see all the kids play, but I know you, so obviously I want to see your son. You know what I mean? That's what Again, I see highlights. But I want to see a whole game. And I seen a couple highlights he's playing the most. But like, man, he got the shot like DJ. One thing I noticed, he go to the bucket real good. Got the floater
Yes,
down.
sir.
You know what I'm saying? Good
Yes,
free
sir.
throw shooter. I was noticing all that. Remember we used to have the free throw contest and all that. You know what I mean? So I was noticing different things. The one thing I noticed in that game against Cambridge, which is good, he didn't have the best first half.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he probably didn't have the best 3 quarters. But I remember at the halftime, I see you go over to him and was like, hey.
You already know.
You know what I'm saying?
You already know.
I see you go to him like, hey, let me talk to you. And I like how you did it because I'm at a lot of these games. I was just watching the Eastern girls play and some of the parents. I ain't talking about the Eastern girls' parents, like the opponents' parents. The way they go to some of the kids, like it's intimidating. The word the kids is like they're kind of taken back, But how you did it, I don't know what you said to them, but you said enough to them to where you was ready to get them going. Like, hey, stay in the game. Just tell me what did you tell them? What's up, Sam Ryan?
It's knowing your kid first.
Yeah.
Because there are times where I will rip into it.
Gotcha.
But that's more so a game where I feel like he's giving a lack of effort. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You might need to be firing up. I might lay into you.
I
But
got
that
you.
game, he was playing hard.
Yeah,
the shots just weren't falling.
That's a good point.
So it'd be
That's a
silly
good
for me to
point.
go up there.
That's a good point.
You
Thank
playing
you.
well. Your shot just not falling.
Thank you.
So what we gonna do? Second half is a whole nother ball game.
Yeah.
First half done.
Yeah.
You guys still in the game.
Yep, that's good.
Pull it
That's
together.
good. Yep.
You good.
And
You good.
that's great advice. That's great advice because for a couple of reasons. One, it's good for kids to know that even though the first half is bad, you still got a whole nother half of basketball.
A lot of basketball
That's one
left.
thing with me, and maybe a couple times I can count, but most times, man, if I had a bad first half, majority of the time I probably had a bad game overall. I couldn't turn it on because it was up here. You know what I'm saying? But the thing I liked about it is one, you went up and talked to him. And like you said, it wasn't a lack of effort at all. I watched the whole thing too. He was playing hard, shots just wasn't dropping. And sometimes when the shots aren't dropping, as a kid, because again, we've been there, you kind of get down on yourself and stuff like that. So I'm glad you gave him that. Another thing that stood out, I told Skinner, which is good, because a lot of coaches wouldn't have done it. I think it was like early in the fourth. He took him out for a couple of minutes. He just said, come sit, get yourself together. And then when he came back in, which was in crunch time, made 2 of the biggest plays of the game. If I'm not mistaken, he hit a 3, and then I want to say he might have got a steal on like a floater, or hit it was something close to that. It might be a little wrong, but something close to that.
Right.
But he made 2 big plays, and I think that's from your talk, and then Skinner, take him out just for a little bit to get yourself together and bring him back in. So that was huge, and that was big of him too,
Absolutely.
man. So that stood out. You know what I mean? That stood out, and I like what you said, and I hope more parents hear that. Big Felix, what's good? You got to know your kid.
Got to.
I don't have a son. I have a daughter that's 4. She's not into sports yet, but when it comes that time, I got to know her strengths, her weaknesses, and things like that on the court, because just like when we was coaching, Hawk or Rich or whoever, they might could come yell at us because you the son and I was like a son, but the next person they might gotta go just talk to them, hey, just calm down. So you gotta know, your kids and the kids you coach and different things like that. So that was just one thing that stood out to me. And then, like you said, Colonel, he just had to roll with the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
he got to play that point.
Yeah, you
that
got to play that
game.
point. Yeah. So talk a little bit about his development and when you started with ball and just his development. Let's talk a little bit about.
He started early, but it was more so just like a hobby. You know what I mean? Just something to do. Like I didn't think he really started taking it serious about maybe like that 5th grade.
Appreciate it, Ty.
So for the longest he was just like so similar to me early on, like just a spot up shooter. 5th grade, that summer going into 6th grade, he put in a lot of work.
That's what's up.
That's when the handle came.
That's
and he
what's
started creating his own shot.
I see the handle too.
Yeah.
I see the handle.
I mean,
look, this smell like I said,
way.
DJ had that handle.
No.
I seen the handle coach.
No.
I said, DJ had that handle. But that's good.
And I trained him based on because I knew where my limitations were.
That's what's up.
You know
That's
what
what's
I mean?
up, man.
So
That's what's
I
up.
know you can shoot the rock.
Yup.
But now,
You other stuff.
can you go create your own?
Yup.
Can you set up your teammates?
Yeah, it mean
Can
a
you
lot.
go on all them things,
Yeah,
man.
it mean a lot. It mean a
Yeah.
lot. And it's something because and I like his floater game too, because me and you were two people that shot the floater when we were younger, and back then the floater wasn't a sexy shot.
No.
You used to shoot the floater, be like, oh, you shoot the floater, go all the way in, but the floater was something to work. Now you see how many kids shoot the floater now?
Anytime you go to a camp, a trainer, you see them teaching the floor.
They shoot the floater now.
Absolutely.
Like it's amazing. Sam used to always say that with Dusty, like watch man with the floater. I used to love the floater. You know what I'm saying?
It's unblockable.
It's unblockable. You know, you going up against that 7-footer or that guy that's taller than you can drop it up and let it go right down.
Yes, sir.
So that's big. So that's what a couple of things that set up now. Next year you say you're going to high school.
You're going to high school.
What kind of things you got them doing? Before the summer, even before the summer gets here, and different things you want to work with them on.
I got him. He'll be working with Taj Hawkins, who runs New World Basketball across the bridge.
That's what's up.
He has a great program.
That's what's up.
Like, I throw him with him.
That's what's up.
I know I hollered at Bonk about working with him one-on-one.
Yeah, that's good.
I've reached out to a lot of
Yeah,
people,
that's
like
good, man. That's good.
a lot of great players willing to help my son.
Yeah, that's good.
He works with me, but I feel like in order for him to get to
Yeah.
that next level,
Yeah.
it's got to be other people involved.
And I like that because sometimes there's nothing wrong with another voice.
No,
sometimes
no.
as parents,
Your voice becomes stagnant.
I see. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
the same voice. Sometimes we get like, "What's my son? I gotta do this for my son."
Exactly.
So I like that.
And then I know AU will be running with me, but like I said, I know Goo has a program, so I wouldn't hesitate to go in with him for a while.
Yeah.
I just want him to play as much ball as possible,
Yeah.
man.
What is there anything you want to see him get better on from 8th grade? Obviously, since he's going to go to high school, with 9th grade.
I guess just continue to work on that ball handling and that defense. Like I said, my biggest thing with him now is, and I told his coach the last Friday game they played in, I said I want to see my son guard on the island.
I like that.
Put him on the island.
like that.
Can
I like
he
that.
guard one-on-one?
I like that.
That's going to be huge.
I like that.
I know his offensive game.
Yeah, I like that.
It's there. It's only going to get better.
Right,
That defense,
right.
but if you can guard a man,
Yeah.
you're gonna be set.
You're gonna be set.
You're gonna be set.
Yeah, and that's and the one thing I like too that you do when you talk about the ball handling, because ball handling is so key. Especially depending on how, especially look at even the NBA now. I mean, you got stretch fours who can handle it and different things like that. And when you go to college, a lot of times, when we were younger, we were playing the 5 and the 4 and stuff like that, and we didn't get to handle a lot. But you got to be able to handle it because when you go to college, most of the time you're the point guard.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You're the point guard. So that's interesting. I'm glad you got to work on those things.
Yeah.
So that's what's up. That's good. That's good, man. That's good. So I do want to transition now to going back to even when we played. And then we talked about YMCA. We talked about AAU. Let's get a little bit now about high school. Because one thing with us, we never got to play together in high school.
Right, you was on varsity.
My 10th grade year, I was on varsity, and I ain't gonna lie though, I was mad to be on varsity 10th grade because all y'all was my boys.
Right.
So you had you and Mike and Turtle and Donnie and Winnie and Twom and it was just fun. I was like, let me get and then in 10th grade, I mean we went 10-10. It was a average year, which it was a transition year, so it wasn't bad, but it wasn't fun.
Right.
Y'all was having so much fun out there, so I didn't get to play in 10th grade, and I tried. I told him, like, man, send me down. You know what I'm saying? And Rich was like, nah, you gotta stay up.
Yeah, you was ready.
So I was like, you know what I mean? So then obviously 11th grade, you were still a year younger, so you was on JV. But 12th grade, I was like, here we go. I was like, and it's funny because I used to always talk to my boys from Cambridge, Ty and Juice and them, and I used to always tell them, I said, 12th grade gonna be our year. I said, because I looked at who's gonna have and who people gonna have 12th grade gonna be our year. And when I looked at the roster, and I'm gonna get you to talk in a minute and tell us about your decision, but we were gonna be deep. But we ended up not even being as deep as we should have been because a lot of people didn't end up playing. Turtle played 2 games and then he stopped playing. Donnie didn't play that year. I don't know if a lot of people remember, but Tremaine Gibson was in Easton that year.
I didn't even know that.
Tay Roberts, he was supposed to graduate the year before. He was going to graduate then that year, but then he stopped. Winnie didn't play that year. So I understand. So you're right. So just for people that know, he ended up going to St. Michael's that year, which was 2002, 2003 year. So just talk about your mindset and your thinking on going from Easton to St. Michael's that year.
Mine, at that age,
Suit, what's good? Waiting on you.
That Darrell.
Yeah.
What's up, Miller? Yeah, I really didn't have much of a choice. Like, if you remember, JV, I failed off.
Oh, wow, I forgot about that.
I failed off.
What, 10th grade?
I failed off 9th grade. 10th grade year, I did okay. But immediately after basketball season, my grades plummeted again.
Oh, okay.
So come 11th grade, I had two choices. It was St. Michael's or St. Peter and Paul.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Two choices.
Oh, okay. See, that's why we're here. Because the whole time I thought it was just that you was looking at the roster and you was thinking that we was gonna be deep. But my whole thing was like we needed you though.
We were gonna be deep.
Yeah, we needed you though. Okay, so I didn't. So it was really academic then. Oh, so I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Okay.
I had my mind made up. I wasn't gonna play for St. Michael's.
I
wasn't gonna play.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna play.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I ended up loving them boys. I had a good time. Brandon Gibson, Brandon Gibson.
Yeah.
We actually had a decent squad.
Yeah.
I had my mind made up. I wasn't gonna play.
Yeah, you wasn't definitely gonna take them apart at that time.
No.
You know what I mean?
I like my whole middle school. I went to private school, so like I fought to get to public school. So like when she was talking about going back, I was like, nah.
Where'd you go to high school?
I went Chesapeake Christian.
Man, yeah, you sure did.
Yep.
I'm actually thinking about sending my daughter there for a year.
But it's crazy knowing what I know now. I would have stayed in private school the entire time.
Yeah, staying in private school the whole time.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. You talking about, yeah, see, I'm glad we doing this because the whole time I didn't know it was academic. I thought you just didn't want to run because
of that. Man.
Gotcha.
That's why I'm so hard on you, man.
Gotcha. So that's good. That's good because obviously we played each other twice and another game in St. Michael's. I mean, we put on a show. We was just,
that was unreal.
Yeah, it was
a lot closer.
The game in Easton was a lot closer. I think we pulled away at the end by like 10, but it was a lot closer game. We also had a good game.
Yeah.
So I do remember that. But we went at it. But I always just thought about having that extra shooter because man, you can shoot the ball. I mean, as you got older, you became a better shooter. Me, I didn't. My shooting went down as far as threes. Mid range I was better, but threes I wasn't. But you became a better shooter. So I was always thinking, man, I got the drive. I got DJ there. I got Cornell there. I got this one there. I got Mike there. You know what I mean? This at the third. So I never knew that. You know what I mean? So I'm glad you did say that. So but I'm glad you had a good experience there.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's good to know. Now, so talk to me about your senior year. Following year. Was this mom and dad like you can go back to Easton? You was always gonna graduate from Easton, or what was the mindset with that?
It was you handle your business, you go graduate with your buddies.
I got you.
Go graduate with your friends.
I got you.
Like for me, so it wasn't no hesitation. Like right after the season, I knew I was headed back to Easton.
Got you.
Yeah, our senior year it didn't go as planned. Like we had a decent senior year.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know what happened, but like I just remember games like we would beat somebody like Bennett and turn around and lose St. Michael's. You feel it? Like our senior year was crazy.
That's a good. I remember that because Bennett put us out the year before, and Bennett was actually even better because they picked up Omar. They had Omar from Mardell.
Right.
And y'all beat them. I remember. Y'all took care of them.
And even had them in the playoffs.
And they had them in the playoffs and had the game. Y'all had the game. Had them on the ropes. I remember going there because y'all played them better. And I was right now. UMS went there. I said, "Oh yeah, my boys, we got it." You know what I mean? So SB was good. So so that was good. But you're right though. That 12th grade year, unfortunately, I seen both of them St. Michael lost.
Yeah. And
I was just like, God, because that was the first time I'm thinking like 50-some years. Each lost. and it's crazy because when I was in school, 10th grade, my 10th grade year is really when St. Michael thought they was going to beat us because that's when they had Horry, they had Quintel, Matt Goodrich. They had a couple people, DeAndre. They had a couple people on there. So I always thought a lot of people thought they was going to beat us in, and I think one of those games was close, but it wasn't as close as people thought. But that year, like you said, it was mainly Yost took over. I think remember they had Miguel, they had Doug.
Yeah.
But to y'all credit, if I'm not mistaken, Mike missed both of them games for ankle injury. Lord Mike, he was hurt.
He may have.
was hurt.
I can't remember.
Yeah. He was hurt. You know what I mean? So that took away y'all experienced point guard.
Yeah.
You know, as well. But most people gonna say it's still St. Michael's, but
Yeah.
but like you said, it was just up and down.
It was up
yeah,
and down
because
the whole
y'all
year.
be some big team, and it was either another year. I don't know if that was the same year or not. That it was one year Skinner hit a game winner. I remember running on the court after Skinner hit it in Easton. I don't know. Who
I feel like that was Bennett.
That might have been Bennett.
That was
Bennett.
Bennett.
That might have been Bennett. And then y'all almost beat Cambridge at home. I think y'all only lost by like 1.
Yeah.
That was a good
Yeah.
game. I remember them games, man.
Absolutely.
I remember them games. So that's good. So you taught me something, because I used to always say, man, DJ must have left because he thought we was deep, but no, you left academically. But man, we had you, because honestly that year, I tell everybody, my 12th grade year, our record-wise, team-wise, we were better. But I tell everybody, my 11th grade year was actually the deepest team I've ever been on.
Who was that?
My 11th grade year, I don't know my boy Dixon here, but it was me, Dixon, Chris Barnett, Cabby, Matt Blue. We had Casey.
Okay.
We had Colin. We had Lance Hill, and them two ended up stopped playing like halfway through because it was just so deep. You know, they just wouldn't get no time. We had a couple more people that we had Twan, we had Donnie, we had Turk. You know what I mean? So it was just so we was like
That was
12
a pretty
deep.
deep squad.
You know, so that team was actually deeper. But 12th grade, we just, coaching wise, so we just knew what we needed to do. But we actually weren't as deep because after starting 5, you had Little who played great that year. You had Rob, you had D. But you would have selected right at that ninth,
Right.
that 8th and 9th side, that 8-9-man rotation and that extra shooter. But yeah, you told me something, so that's good. That's good to
Yeah.
know. That's good to know, though. I feel better now. Because I
just
missed you. I
left.
thought you just left me, man. I thought you just left me. So okay,
No.
that made sense then. That made sense. That's what's up. So what did you do right after high school? 'Cause I know we had kind of lost touch. For a little bit. Did you go to college?
I went Chesapeake. Was on the ball squad. And even though it was just Chesapeake, like I tell people all the time, like that's when the fact that I never really developed a work ethic, that's when it really hit.
I got you.
Like I was thinking Chesapeake, small school, I can come in here do my thing. College is college, man.
College is college.
The 2-day workouts, weightlifting classes, it was too much.
College is college.
It's too much.
And that's a good point you made about work ethic, because that's one thing I always say is that I thought I worked hard, but I didn't work hard enough.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Because a lot of times in the summer, I went weeks without picking the ball up.
Right.
So never summer is when you're supposed to get better. So a lot of times you just stay the same and that, instead of getting better. Also, well, I see a lot of kids on now, I used to always say is I wish I started lifting early. Before we weren't worried about no weights. Man, I don't need no weights. I could do this without the weights. Wish we was, but imagine we added the weights. So like you said, I love the knowledge that you pass on to your son, you pass on to the kids, everybody's passing on, because it's helping them get better, and we want to see them go further than us.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We want to see them go further than us. So
I know
so that's
exactly
good.
where I went wrong.
Yeah. So that's good. But the work ethic is for surely, getting up shots and different things like that all the time. Every day. Not just something. I used to work out with Marty sometimes, but it wasn't consistent.
At this age, there really is no off season.
Yeah.
There is no off season.
Yeah.
Not if you serious about
Does
it.
your son play any other sports?
He basketball year round.
Yeah,
I
so it's
tried to
definitely
get him to play the second sport.
Yeah.
If he just wants to play basketball, I'm coming cool with
Yeah,
it.
it's cool with
I'm
it.
cool with
Yeah,
it.
he dedicated to it, and that's what he loves. So
Absolutely.
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. So that's good. And the thing about him, man, he ain't done growing.
No, not at all.
He
Not
gonna
at all.
tall, man.
I told him my inner high school was one of the shorter kids. Like,
I
I
was-
remember our team pictures,
Man,
like
you-
I'm at the bottom, bro.
You had a late growth spurt.
A late one.
Because I remember seeing you, not even 12th grade, after school.
It was after
And
school.
so I'm like, God, DJ got tall. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah, you got.
Yeah.
I think you got me now. Like, you got.
So his is coming.
Yeah,
His
so
is coming.
yeah, it's coming. So that's what's up. So talked about how we grew up and talked about ball and middle school, AU. So let's talk some present time NBA. And me and you, we always, me and my man, we always go ahead a little bit. First, we're gonna talk about what you think about this year, who's gonna win it, because I think if we talk about that, that'll probably get me into our debate we normally get into about Mr. Paul George.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get into that. So,
And I just want to say, a lot of times on Facebook, in my discussions, a lot of times I play devil's advocate just for the
Nothing
sake.
wrong with that.
I
Nothing wrong with that.
I love basketball
Nothing wrong with that.
conversation.
Nothing wrong with that at
So
all.
I may agree with you, but
Nothing
I
wrong
may
with that.
disagree with you just
And-
for a
and-
comment. You know what I mean?
And that's good. That's what I like.
love sparking debates.
That's what I like. That's why we here. So, first, tell me who you think gonna come out the East, who gonna come out the West, and why, and then who gonna win the championship.
I don't see nobody give Milwaukee a run. I don't.
In the East.
I don't. I see them coming out the East pretty easily. West. Oh man.
Before you get to the West, is there a team in the East? I know you say you don't got them losing. Who can give them the most trouble?
I think Boston can give anybody trouble.
Okay.
I think Boston, especially the way Tatum playing.
He's playing good, man.
Man,
Great.
he looks great.
Great.
Yeah, if he keeps up his level of play, I think they can give him a run, but I don't see them winning more than 2 games. I think Milwaukee real deal. I think they really have a legit shot at winning it all. It's hard to bet against LeBron James. Clippers, I think Clippers are the most talented team, but it's hard to go against LeBron.
So you were a betting man.
If I was a betting man,
Who would you between them two, Clippers and Lakers?
this year, with all that has happened with the whole Kobe and all that, I just think LeBron James is gonna. I think he's gonna find a way to get it done.
So before Kobe passed, would you still want?
I was going with the Clippers. I said the Clippers. I just thought they had too much. LeBron and AD, cool, but
I got you.
And then they added Reggie Jackson was a big pickup. They added Marcus Morris. That's a deep team.
Yeah, they're deep.
That's a deep, talented team.
They are deep. As far as the East, Milwaukee to me, and you're starting to see them lose a couple games. I know Giannis had a small left knee injury, right now. That he'll be out at least another game or so, and then they'll reevaluate. But I got to go see them last Monday. I was in Miami. Got to see Miami and Milwaukee playing. I'm a Heat fan, but we got the blueprint. Because one thing that we do is we get back to transition and force Giannis to be a jump shooter. Giannis has a perfect piece around. I know everybody talk about his number 2 guy, Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton is still an all-star, but everything he has around him, whether it's DiVincenzo and Connaughton and the bigs he has with the Lopez brothers, even Robin shooting threes now.
Yeah.
They picked up Marvin Williams, which is a
nice
underrated, a good pickup.
Very nice.
And all the other pieces, obviously Bledsoe, and I was even one of those guys that thought when they lost Brogdon that was going to be bigger than what it was. But they haven't missed a beat. They haven't missed a beat. So I can't disagree that right now it looks like that they are there. But just like last year, I got to see it in the playoffs. And right now, if Miami holds the 4 seed, I think we can get them in the second round. And even if we don't, I'm with you that I think Boston could definitely. Boston, what they'll probably have to do, I'm sure they'll probably put Jaylen Brown on the majority of the time, but obviously they're going to have to bring that help. But Boston could, but I just feel like somebody's going to knock them off. As far as the West, before the year I picked the Lakers to win it all. I agree that the Clippers have beat the Lakers out, obviously first getting Kawhi when the Lakers won them and trading for Paul George, getting Marcus Morris. They had to settle for Marquise, which is not a bad settle, but still not as good as his brother. What's up, Derek? When you're center, baby. And then also Reggie Jackson as well. Then I don't know if you see, but Noah during the 10-day contract.
I seen that.
So I don't think he's gonna be too much of a factor.
No.
But you see them making all these moves because the Lakers are big.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime you got 80 at the 4, you got McGee, you got Dwight Howard, and other guys you can still run in there. I'm picking Lakers even before RP Kobe. That was just we get a little bit of that. That was just heartbreaking. Losing him and his daughter. But I just got the Lakers just for the simple fact that I just think LeBron's on a mission this year. He hear all this Clipper talk and Kawhi gonna do this and hopefully Felix ain't still here because he's the biggest Kawhi fan. But I just think the Lakers as well. I think the Lakers is gonna do it.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be. I want to see them two in the Western Conference Finals because how it shakes out is gonna be good. It's gonna be real good. Anybody else in the West that not necessarily you think can win it, but someone you think if one of them face it, give them some trouble.
I think Houston could ruin somebody's plans possibly.
Yeah.
You don't know night from night what you're gonna get from them. They're either great or they're terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I
It's
mean?
no in between with them.
If they're great and they're having a hot series, it could upset somebody.
It's no in between with them, and that's a good point because a couple weeks ago they went to the small ball out with Tucker at the 5, traded for Compton, looking great.
They're looking great.
Last few games they lost to the Knicks and lost
they
Orlando last night.
30.
So when they're not hitting shots, it's real bad. So right now. I don't know if you've seen, but OKC beat Boston last night. So now OKC's in the 5th spot.
I'd love to see Chris Paul get a playoff.
I would love it, man. I would love it. And I love what he doing on OKC. No one gave him a chance. No one gave him I love it what he said to him. Houston's in the 6th spot, they would have to face Denver. If you're Houston, would you rather face Denver than Utah? But you gotta go to the altitude either way, really. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough. But the way I look at it, second round, you won't have to face the Lakers, but you had to face the Clippers. Right. So I get what you're saying. I would probably say Houston as well. Part of me want to say Utah, but I don't think they're ready yet.
No, not yet.
You know, I don't think they're ready. I like what they got, but I don't think they're ready yet. But
I don't think that Conley situation really clicked like they thought. Not right away.
He's coming along now. He had a good game against Boston. He's coming along, but it was very slow. They had to change the rotation a little bit. They took Ingles out and put O'Neal back in there in the starting lineup. But it's going to be interesting. The one thing about Houston, like you said, if Lakers Clippers play some second round, it could be a great battle, could go 7 games. But the thing about it also, I could see them losing the first round if they to Denver, or if they're in a 4 or 5, even the OKC.
The West is all about matchups.
So it's like, it's all about matchups. That's what a lot of people, it's all about matchups. So that's good. That's cool. So one thing we used to always talk about, and if I'm misquoting you, let me know. But we used to always debate about Paul George. I used to always say Paul George is the best. If he's your number 2, which he is for the Clippers, you in great shape. He's the best number 2 guy you can have. But I always said he can't be a number 1. And that's just because of the teams I've seen with Miami, Indiana, all those years. Now, before I go in front, who's your favorite player? You have a favorite player, favorite team in the league right now, or you just pretty much rock?
I used to be a big Boston fan back in the day, but that was strictly Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce, you know I used to love Paul too.
Now, I pretty much just rock with the whole team. I love Bradley Beal.
Yeah, Bill. Man,
I love Bradley Beal.
Last night when they played Miami was his first time, I think in like last maybe 15 or so games, not getting 25 plus. It might be a little more than that. Yeah, I think we held him with 23.
Yeah, you know Paul George definitely my favorite non-wizard.
And I know you like Paul. And the thing about I like Paul game. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because Paul could have been on the Lakers if they had traded for him a couple years before that. But I just always think Paul George is just a little overrated. And the only reason I say that is because he talks too much sometimes. Like he makes a lot of excuses. Like even this year, you know, and I know he been hurt. I ain't talking about him been hurt, but whether it's the chemistry, which is definitely you gotta. And that's the only thing about the Clippers. I don't know chemistry wise if people are looking at that enough because basketball is all about chemistry.
Yeah.
I know they got time, but it's about chemistry anyway. So, but if they lose, it's always about the refs. So it's always about this and that. Last year, Dame Tom hit the shot. Oh, that was a bad shot he shot. This, that, and the third. It doesn't matter. Right. What you think?
Right.
So I always have a problem with he just kind of thinking he better with. But I love his game. It's nothing against him. But let's talk about a little bit about.
I mean,
if you agree with me, if you don't agree with me about Paul George, and why you like.
I checked with my son before I came on here because I knew he was going to talk about Paul George. He did finish like towards top in the MVP voting last year, right?
Yeah. He was top third. He was top third. He was top third.
Like I said, so even back to Indiana, like. Paul George, he just kept falling short to LeBron, right?
He did.
More so.
He did.
I mean, he did. And they took Miami to some extent, right?
He did. Like, one year they took it 7 games. Yeah. And the year before that, they was up 2 games in 1. You know, so you're right.
So I mean, obviously LeBron's superior, but I don't think being slightly under LeBron makes you not necessarily a one.
So you think he can be the best player on a championship team?
Absolutely.
But see, but the thing about the sad part about it is now we'll never know because if you look at, I mean, the Indiana team, he ended up being the one. Obviously, when he first got there, it was still Danny Green. Then when he went to OKC, obviously, it was him and Westbrook. So obviously, there he was a 2. You know, he was better than Westbrook last year, but people were still trying to put him at a 2. This year, he goes to the Clippers, so he's a perfect complement to Kawhi. As a number 2, as a 3-and-D guy, you know what I'm saying? But I just don't think he can be a 1. And until you prove me wrong, but and again, it doesn't matter if he won the championship as a 2, he won the championship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
I believe he's every bit as good as like a Kawhi Leonard, me personally. I really
BJ. That's
I really
BJ. We on live.
I know we live.
Every good as Kawhi.
I know we.
So could he have took that Toronto team last year?
Could he have took Toronto team?
I don't know if he could have done that.
I don't know, but could he have beat that Golden State squad after KD falls and after Clay falls? Could he have done that? with a Siakam and a Kyle Lowry. It's not like Kawhi was playing with a LeBron type team early on when he was taking.
And I agree with that.
You feel
because
me?
A lot of people do forget that Kyle Lowry. And I used to be on Kyle heavy, but Kyle had a couple good games last year. Big time. Van Fleet,
yeah,
had some big games.
Absolutely.
Siakam, and I tell you, do you see the where Siakam is at this year?
Absolutely.
So I had to look back at last year. I think I even told Fitz, I was like, I got a what you call it now? Is he a Hall of Fame player? Who Hall of Fame? Paul George.
It's PG.
PG's a Hall of Fame player.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Fame player.
Absolutely.
But it's gonna be real interesting. Real interesting. Real interesting. But that's I just still can't give him that number one. I just can't. It's just something about it. I don't know. Again, I'll probably never prove wrong. But did you have any problem with him leaving OKC like he did and wanting to go to the Clippers? Because I know he said, we mutually agreed this and the third. But I mean, in actuality, I mean, he signed the contract.
He did. He did. And I don't think you're gonna find a lot of superstars that would love being in a position playing number 2 to Russ. I really don't.
Except unless he was a friend like Harden.
Exactly. You know what I mean? That's a whole nother situation. Like, they're literally childhood friends. You know what I mean? So, I think they sacrifice.
Even though he said he loved Russ, though. PG, he said he
loved Russ. You know what I mean?
Got along with Russ. And Russ gets a bad, I think a bad mark, sometimes, too, with Russ. Because a lot of people quit to blame Westbrook,
right. And I don't at all. Like, I think Russ is actually looking the best he's looked in a long time.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean?
Probably MVP year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He had so much on his shoulders, and I think there were times where he tried to do too much. Russ looks great right now.
That's not true.
What he said? What he said?
He said that means he's number 1 player, and I'm gonna disagree. Respectfully, because you the man with the plan. I don't want you to turn the lights off or anything on me.
What he say?
He said that means number 1 player. It's a lot of players in the Hall of Fame now. Because remember, it's not the NBA Hall of Fame; it's the Nation Hall of Fame that are going to be in the Hall of Fame, but
so
not number 1 player.
He agrees with Paul George.
Only because he said if he's a Hall of Fame player, he hit number 1. That's not
Absolutely.
true. Draymond Green is probably going to make the Hall of Fame. Never number 1. Chris Bob's number 1 in Toronto. That's probably a bad example. But from his resume of mostly Miami, he was the number 1 guy. He's gonna get in. I can go down the list of guys. Dennis Rodman's in the Hall of Fame. He wasn't number 1. So it's a lot of guys that you can go through. Joe Dumars. The list goes on a different one.
Like I said, you look at what he did with Indiana. At the end of the day, he just kept falling to LeBron. You know what I mean? That's like a Karl Malone, Michael Jordan type situation. You know what I mean? Like, you were a great player, you just lost to a greater player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
He'll definitely get in the hall, but the number 1 we'll probably never find out. But this is the thing: how many championships, since he's the number 2 on this team, how many championships with a Hall of Fame coach Doc Rivers does the Clippers need to win for this not to be a failure? Because a lot of people forget that him and Kawhi can opt out in 2 years.
Right.
So not after this year, but after next year, they can opt out. So how many championships they need to get? You already said they're not getting this one this year. So that means they definitely got to get next year, right?
For it not to be a failure?
Not to be a failure. How many they got to get? Come on, Derek. I ain't no hater. Come on, man. Hater, come on, man. Come on. Sabonis, too. Yeah.
Who's that?
In the Hall of Fame. He wasn't number 1 important. He was number 1, from where he's from, obviously. But yeah.
Yeah, Hall of Fame definitely doesn't mean number 1. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. How many championships they need to win now?
I don't know. It's hard to say because, I think you're one of them players that was y'all experiment in Miami. Would you consider that a success or no? When 2-2?
I would say no. I would say the only reason because we didn't get that first one. I think for me, we needed 3. We needed that first one we slipped. We was up 2 games to 1. And then we was up 15 in game 2. So we should have went up 2 there. So, it was just bad.
I don't know. As hard as it is to win a ring, man, I don't know. It's hard to call anytime you get a ring a failure.
Kawhi ain't going to win every year. He's going to lose this year.
He's going to win every year.
But they got to get more than 1, you would say.
Depending how long they stay together. You said they got what? You said 2 years?
They got out after 2 years.
They opt out after 2.
They got that after 2. So,
it's tough.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So I just think that they got to get at least 2. And I know they can opt out after that. But I already, you must have missed it. I said the Lakers going to win. Don't worry, you gonna be on the show. You gonna get your time. You gonna get on the show too. I want you on the show. But so I would say they need. I would say they need these two because my thinking is even if they're gonna opt out, neither one of them want to go. They're LA Lakers.
Right.
So I think they'll sign whatever 3-4 year deal and be there a couple more years. So at that point, you need these 2 or 3. But I just don't see him this year. I think chemistry is gonna mean more. They want to play 11 games where they've had the whole lineup together. You can't win like that. I'm sorry, people keep. I know the talent's good, but I'm telling you, man, chemistry means a lot. And now all the ones that's off for the Lakers. A lot of people didn't think the Lakers were going to be this good this soon.
I didn't.
Thank you. I'm glad you honest with me because a lot of people did. But now that people kind of forgot, even the people on the radio, too, I'll be hearing like, y'all don't need talking like that, you know. So.
When you put together a squad, you like to see multiple rings, I guess.
Yeah, you like to see at least two. So that's it was good, but I want to see definitely more than that. You know what I'm saying? And just transitioning, just to one more thing, we're gonna get out of here. I know y'all see me, they in there balling. You know what I'm saying? Did you hear about Kenny Atkinson getting fired from the Nets head coach?
I did. I read the headline said they mutually
agreed. But they were saying there was a lot of other stuff that went on, and Kyrie and KD might not have really been on them. Tell them, the Clippers got more talent, but that chemistry. Lakers out winning that. I can't wait to get you on here, man. But do you think that? Well, I should ask, who should be the next coach of the Nets? And I'll give you these names: Ty Lue, Mark Jackson.
Already, you can stop.
Or I can stop right there?
Before you even name the options, I was going to say Mark Jackson.
Mark
Jackson deserves to have a head coaching job.
I hope he gets it, man. I do. I do.
I don't know why it's taking this long.
Yeah.
Is he actually a candidate?
He is a candidate. The first name that they're throwing out, obviously, is Ty Lue because of the connection with Kyrie. But hey, Kyrie left Ty Lue once.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, Mark Jackson, from New York, should have got a couple rings in Golden State. That was his team.
That was definitely his team.
He's been basically blackballed from getting a head coaching job. With KD, Kyrie, that'd be great. DeAndre Jordan, that'd be great.
Yeah.
The one thing I do know they had a problem with was DeAndre Jordan not starting. So since Jacques Vaughn's the interim head coach, the first thing they did was made DeAndre Jordan start over Jared Allen. That's the one move he made. But it's gonna be interesting. But you can't judge the Nets next year.
Right.
When KD get back.
Most definitely.
And I think KD will be back pretty strong. I know it's Achilles, but the way he shoots the ball, man, I think he'll be fine.
KD gonna be fine.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine. So that's good. So you got Lakers over Bucks. How many games?
6.
Lakers over
Lakers
Bucks
in 6.
You heard it here first. This is actually my first prediction. We're gonna start doing these predictions as we go. Go forward. Next week I got Sharky and Mark on here. Next week. So we'll see. It's definitely pricey there. That's what I want to do here because it's just real in here, man. In here ball, they got me wanting to go play now. So it's just love in here, man. Again, we at the BAM Center. If you haven't got a membership, come on down. It's free to Talbot County. If you're outside Talbot County, it's $40. Come get your membership. Come check the facility out. You can rent the facility for different things. Talk to Derek, talk to Kendrick. Come see it. It's a great place, man. It's a great place. So
it really is nice.
It is. It's awesome, man. So I appreciate them letting me record here. Appreciate you coming through. Investment, man, and we'll definitely do it again.
Definitely.
I appreciate everybody out there watching. Real Sports Fan Podcast. We already on season 3, episode 2. We'll see y'all next Tuesday, the 17th, 7 p.m. And we'll do it all again. So, man, DJ, you want to say anything else?
Y'all have a great night.
Appreciate y'all. Peace.